Hi there. Let's talk about the story Marcus the Adventurer. A couple of weeks ago, I considered adding reviews of my own stuff, talking about the things that I'm working on, because they're fun projects that keep you interested and engaged. I don't know if I want to talk about the upcoming ones all the time, but this is an upcoming one that I'm working on. It's fiction, fantasy, monsters, adventure. There's adult themes in it, though. It's got a substantial mystery undercurrent. Somebody shows up in town as a stranger in very odd circumstances. We got to figure out who this person is and track it back, save the world kind of thing. There's adult themes to the story where it involves slavery and adult relations. It also involves alcohol and stuff like that because this is a party guy adventurer. The core of the book is the relationships between the adventurers, the people in town, and then the external forces coming in to affect them. How we interact with that world is more along the lines of Tarnsman of Gore. I always figured that was an interesting way of looking at it. It's a fiction fantasy setting in the Conan vein. It's very ruthless, relatively short stories, but very abrupt in how it deals with certain social conditions that we labor under. I tried to operate under a concept where they're using slavery as a punishment. Instead of execution, some would be enslaved, indentured, in order to pay off a debt. If you're a bandit and you're raiding society, the crimes that you had committed, the murders that you had committed, you get caught. Instead of getting strung up by the neck, they first extract the damages from the individual. So say you're in a situation where you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, you steal a bunch of bread. The value of the bread is extracted in the form of repayments to society. And I'm not really a fan of slavery, so don't run down that avenue. It's exploring for the world, the conditions of the world, and world building. This adventurer has a number of slaves in his household. He is also a successful adventurer, extremely wealthy. So he has accrued a lot of property in town. He's effectively the lord of the town, but he's not the lord of the town by deed. He's lord of the town because he's the guy with all the money, because of his successful adventuring. How he starts with this situation is his wife is dying of a curse. We got to explore that and figure out how that happened. We got to figure out who this person is who shows up. We got to figure out why there's spies and infiltrators in the town. The interactions with the underbelly of town, with the upstanding, like the sheriff of the town, the merchants of the town, going out on adventures and stuff like that. It's kind of a fun world that we're playing with and we're building in. The standout themes, I think, are how we care for the people who are vulnerable to us. I'm exploring through the story to demonstrate the character's moral fiber while he is dealing with a society that includes slavery. He's not some jerk who's going out there and whipping on people because this is your indenture, because a lawful court has caused an indenture to be levied against somebody. And then they go out and basically they become a farmer, and their labors are providing food for the city. Their wages are repaying the damages and supporting their families. So it's not a draconian slavery that we've seen elsewhere on the human earth world. The mystery theme is kind of difficult to write. I know where this person's coming from, but I have to go through and I have to develop the geopolitics. I'm trying to do the entire story in a first person conversive exploration. We are the main character. We're moving through our world, exploring our world, doing our research and trying to figure out where things go. We need to encounter stuff that brings those clues to us because somebody else is poking at us from the outside. We're not necessarily going to hear what that arch villain is thinking. We will see the effect of some thugs showing up to break in your home and cause trouble, that kind of thing. I think those are the two major themes. The adventurer theme, making it in the world, trying to be a moral person, and then solving the mystery to keep the world on an even keel. The process and unique elements to this story are probably the handling of the interpersonal relationships, because this guy's a ruthless, murdering adventurer who just goes out and hacks and slashes the evil wizards. But by the same token, he takes care of the people in his household. He takes care of the people under his care who are entrusted to him for the indenture periods. He's not an abusive jerk. There's the moral line to that. So there's going to be hard conversations about that. And then the development of the mystery and where that adventure flows is fun. It's outlined, it's not fully written, but I know where it needs to go. It's exploring the world to find the clues. It's having the world react to your exploration, come back and punch you in the face, and then you have to go back and chase that next stimulus. There's a lot of back and forth between the adventurer and the forces arrayed against him. I think that the personal take and recommendation on this is, number one, over 18 for the situations, the slavery, the drinking, and his general debauchery as an adventurer, and then the adult situations with women in his household. The people who like fantasy fiction and people who like the nice exploration mysteries, not the hack and slash murder mysteries, I think that somebody who likes going through and unraveling a conspiracy, a plot, tracking down things, going through the back alleys and trying to work our way through a series of questions would enjoy this more than people who like the hack and slash serial killer kind of stories. I think the story is going to be fun when it's finished. There's a lot of work to do on it. There's a lot of stuff ahead of it. I'm really looking forward to finishing this story. I'd like to get back to it because it's a lot of fun to write. We'll call it a day for now. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later.